Trump revealed the truth about the elites. He revealed the man behind the curtain. And that's why Trump was taken out. He wasn't taken out because of it. Oh, he's got bad, mean tweets, right? It's not the mean tweets. That's what they convinced all of the close-minded folks in this country that can't think beyond being offended and don't actually know what good policy looks like and good things around the world actually look like. No. He revealed the truth about the elites, and the elites want to do everything in their power to close the door as quickly as possible. They took him out, plain and simple. They took the president out and installed Joe Biden. And if you think that elites can't take people out, if you think they don't call for this kind of thing, then why is Prince Charles calling for a vast military-style campaign by the elites to achieve global, fundamental economic transition? That's right. That is right. They literally are going to do everything in their power to destroy our way of life and replace it. Prince Charles is begging for it. The United Kingdom's Prince Charles calls for a vast military-style campaign to marshal the strength of the global private sector, using the trillions that it has at its disposal, far beyond global GDPs, to fundamentally transition economies around the planet. And he wants to do this because there's a climate problem going on. There's a world problem going on. No, the problem is that the world has their eyes on you, elites, on you, Prince Charles, on you, Bill and Hillary Clinton, on you, all of you. The world is watching. Prince Charles, he calls for this vast military-style campaign. He says, my plea today is for countries to come together to create the environment that enables every sector of industry to take the actions required. We know this will take trillions, not billions, but trillions. We know that countries, many of whom are burdened by growing levels of debt, simply cannot afford to go green. But that's okay. This is socialism. Wealth redistribution. Here, we need a vast military-style campaign to marshal the strength of global private sectors. Trillions at its disposal, far beyond the GDP, with the greatest respect, beyond even the governments, beyond even world leaders. This group is the only thing that would offer the real prospect of achieving fundamental economic transition. But they're not doing it because they care about the planet. They don't actually care. Chuck Schumer was just seen with no mask at a big event. All of these folks don't actually follow what they preach. None of it's real. They just want to go back to playing with kids on their yachts. I know it's hard to hear, but it's the truth. Prince Charles' brother. You remember? Andrew? Prince Andrew? Does that ring a bell? Jeffrey Epstein? Epstein Island? All the abuse? UK heir apparent Prince Charles believes sexual assault allegations against Prince Andrew are an unsolvable problem that will forever bar his brother from returning to public life. He literally molested underage children. He's a pedophile. He just went to he's exiled from public life. They don't actually care. You see, these elites cover for each other. He might disappear for a little while, but he'll resurface. No one's going to jail. No one's being held accountable. These women are traumatized their whole life, all because they were being worked by the cabal, by the front man, the money man, Jeffrey Epstein. And he's dead for a reason. He's dead because he probably could have pointed and dialed some phone numbers. And somebody may have picked up that sounded like this. Hello? Well, that was actually, I was trying to do an impression of Bill Clinton, and it came out like an old prospector. I am the old prospector. That's not Bill Clinton. We're not even going to try again, because I'll just sit here on a side tangent trying to do Bill Clinton impersonations for 20 minutes. All right? Look. His brother says, all right, this is Charles. This came from last year. He said about Andrew after all the allegations. I'm bringing into this on purpose because we're talking about the connection to Epstein. All right. I'm bringing you this on purpose because his brother said about him, this guy that sexually abused young people, somebody that was on Epstein Island, somebody where there's pictures that has never been cleared of their guilt. They said that Prince Charles loves his brother, Andrew. He has the ability to have sympathy for the slings and arrows that his brother endures, the slings and arrows that his brother endures, which means he doesn't think his brother deserves punishment. He's enduring this. He's a brave, strong man to go through what he's going through after his bout of pedophilia. Do you know who loves a pedophile besides the Alphabet Mafia? Another pedophile loves a pedophile. Nobody else likes a pedophile. I think we're all pretty clear that pedophiles should be subjected to capital punishment. Plain and simple. I believe that. I believe that 100%. I actually, one of my new writers, Brian Cornetius, I believe that's the best way to say it. And if not, I'm sure he'll correct me. But he wrote an article about bringing capital punishment to Texas to take care of the pedophile problem. You should check it out on www.americanreveille.com. It's a good little article. He's a new writer getting his feet wet, and you should really check it out. It's a good read. But I agree with him. That's why I published it. I agree with him. Pedophiles, somebody touching your children, sniffing your children, playing with your children, getting your child alone, raping your child, they should be subjected to capital punishment. Plain and simple. It should be the law. That's my belief. And if you're listening to this show and you're a loyal listener, I bet you agree. All right. These folks, Charles, Andrew, Bill Clinton, Hillary Clinton, Bill Gates. Bill and Melinda got divorced. One of the reasons cited was his relationship with Jeffrey Epstein. Although his wife is out there spending billions of dollars on changing this world into a socialist hexscape as well. But that's, only because these folks think that that's what needs to be done. They believe in it. That's their religion. They love it. They want it. Some of them truthfully believe that they'll save the world. They have all the answers. They're rich, and they'll have purpose in taking away everybody else's purpose to supposedly make them happy. And when that doesn't work, they'll just execute everybody. That's how that works. They don't want global socialism because they want to save the planet. They want global socialism because they're humans. They're only human. They want global socialism for CYA. And if you don't know what that means, they want global socialism to cover their butts. They want to go back into the shadows. It's more fun in the shadows with $1 billion. Again, Trump revealed the truth about the elites. Trump revealed them. He revealed the man behind the curtain. They'll do whatever it takes to end. Joe Biden, through his connections, is connected to Jeffrey Epstein. Plain and simple. Sign the check. Do not pass go. Do not collect $2,000. Remember, they're not socialists. They use socialism as a tool. All right. The elites are many, many things. All right. They're hypocrites. They're liars. They're thieves. Right. They don't care about you. They don't care about me. They're guilty of ego. They're guilty of this affluent feeling of being better than you, looking down their nose, sneering at you. They're guilty of all that, but they're not actual socialists. The elites are just that. They're elites. They want no rules, no restrictions, no ramifications. The elites want to be gods again. And Trump took that away from them. He took that away. So this lab leak, what a coincidence. What a coincidence. And Steve Bannon loves to say there's no such thing as coincidence. What a coincidence. Use the pandemic to find a way to trade your freedom and my freedom for the promise of ease, happiness, and abundance. It's all fake. It's all lies. It's not real. It will never happen. We won't let it happen. Because if it does, if they win, we will never, ever, ever be free again. I want to read this quote by Ralph Waldo Emerson. I put this together for the end of it. I think it's very important that you understand why I read that Matrix quote, why I'm talking about suffering, why I'm talking about happiness not being the point of existence. It's good to be happy, but Life is about experiencing the gamut of emotions. You'll never be truly 100% happy. You have to experience everything to be a balanced individual. Ralph Waldo Emerson says the purpose of life is not to be happy. It's to be useful, to be honorable, to be compassionate, and to have it make some difference that you've lived and lived well. Socialists want a perfect, happy world. And that happy, perfect world doesn't exist. And when they realized it doesn't exist, you know what they do? They kill their toys, right? They stuff them in the toy box and never take them out again. You're not supposed to always be happy. You're supposed to seek meaning. You're supposed to seek God. And that's episode 179 of American Reveille with James Lane. And I hope you learned something from this episode. I hope you see the trail. I hope you see all the hard work I put to show you where these breadcrumbs lead. Where these breadcrumbs lead. There's websites out there. You can go to the World Economic Forum website. You can go to the co-development website. You can go to all of these places, all these different companies, Times Magazine, everything. They're all linked. It's all there. If you want to see some more evidence, email me directly, jameslane@americanreveille.com. I'll be happy to send you some sources. I'll be happy to send you on the rabbit hole journey that I've been on for the last 2 years. I promise you, it's not easy to come out of because it's all happening. It's all real. The more you read, the more terrifying it becomes. And it's truly terrifying. The most terrifying question of them all is it too late? Hundreds of countries, hundreds of companies, over 100 countries, governments all around the world. They're all infiltrated. They're all changing. They're all being changed into socialist countries. Something is happening. And whether it's too late or not, I don't know. But one thing I do know is that we're Americans. Americans are stubborn. Americans are resourceful. Real Americans don't quit. They don't give up. They find a way. And just like I'm going to find a way around this censorship to fight back using AM radio and some other tactics, we're all going to find a way to push back against the global elites. And I'm going to be there to help, and you're going to be there to help me, and we're going to do this together.